Cheesecake is not just a sweet treat. For some, it is associated with New York. For others, with a cozy cafe in Europe. But its origins go much deeper. Even the ancient Greeks prepared simple versions of this dish, and later, the Romans spread it across Europe. Today, cheesecake is a global dessert, produced on an industrial scale. But how exactly is this creamy, delicate, and at the same time dense cake created? Let's step inside a modern factory and follow the journey from raw ingredients to the finished product. Every cheesecake begins with the right ingredients. The factory receives massive deliveries of cream cheese, cottage cheese, sour cream, sugar, and eggs. All ingredients undergo strict quality control. Not a single package makes it to production if it shows the slightest damage or fails to meet standards. The cheese is delivered in refrigerated containers to preserve freshness and texture. Flour for the crusts comes from trusted mills, and sugar arrives in huge 25-50 kilogram sacks. Eggs are supplied in pasteurized liquid form, easier to measure and safer for large-scale production. Each ingredient is stored separately in climate-controlled areas with strict monitoring of temperature and humidity. Only after all inspections are completed are the products sent to the production line. A cheesecake is unimaginable without its bottom layer, the crust. It serves as the foundation on which the creamy cheese filling rests. Usually it's made from crushed cookies or short crust dough with added butter. In industrial settings, the process looks like this. Giant mixers combine tons of crushed cookies with melted butter and sugar. The result is a crumbly mass that resembles wet sand. Then, automated dispensers portion this mixture into metal molds. Special presses compact the layer so that it is firm and even. After that, the molds go through an oven, where the crusts are lightly baked at around 180 degrees Celsius. This gives them crispness and stability, preventing them from becoming soggy once the cheese mixture is added. The true star of cheesecake is the soft, creamy layer. At the factory, it is made with cream cheese, sugar, eggs, and sometimes sour cream. Everything is mixed in massive planetary mixers, capable of blending hundreds of kilograms at once. First, the cream cheese is loaded into the machine and whipped until smooth. Then sugar is gradually added so that it dissolves completely without leaving crystals. After that, eggs and a small amount of flour are incorporated, helping the filling set properly during baking. If it's a classic cheesecake, the recipe is straightforward. But there are countless variations: chocolate, caramel, berry, lemon, pistachio. In these cases, additional flavoring ingredients are added: cocoa powder, fruit purees, nut pastes. Once the cheese filling is ready, it must be portioned into the molds. Here, automated dispensers come into play, ensuring precise and consistent portions every time. The molds with pre-baked crusts move along the conveyor. Machines carefully pour the cheese mixture on top, creating a perfectly smooth surface. To eliminate air bubbles and ensure the filling spreads evenly, the molds are gently vibrated on special platforms. Some cheesecakes are decorated immediately, for example, topped with a layer of fruit puree or chocolate cream that caramelizes slightly during baking. Others remain plain to be decorated later. Now comes the most crucial step: baking. Cheesecake requires special conditions. Too high a temperature will cause cracks, while too low a temperature won't allow the filling to set. In industrial ovens, the process is fully automated. Enormous tunnel ovens, stretching dozens of meters long, are heated to around 150–160 degrees Celsius. The molds with cheesecakes slowly move along the conveyor inside the oven for about an hour. In some cases, a water bath baking method is used. Molds are placed in special trays filled with water, creating a gentle steam effect. This helps preserve the dessert's tenderness and moisture. When the cheesecakes leave the oven, they are still very fragile. That's why they are immediately placed onto a cooling conveyor, where they gradually cool to room temperature. After baking, cheesecake needs time to set. The hot cheese mixture is still too soft to hold its shape. On long conveyors, the desserts slowly cool for about an hour. Then they are transferred to special refrigeration chambers kept at around +4 degrees Celsius. There, they rest for several hours until fully stabilized. Only after this can the cheesecakes be safely removed from their molds. Mechanical arms carefully lift the finished cakes out of the molds and move them along to the next stage: decoration. Once the cheesecakes are removed from their molds and stabilized, it's time for the most creative stage: decoration. This is where the desserts are transformed into true works of art. Some cheesecakes remain classic, without extra toppings, preserving the pure taste of cream cheese. But most receive additional layers: fruit purees, chocolate glazes, caramel sauces, or mousse toppings. At the factory, this process is highly automated. Huge dispensers gently pour a thin layer of strawberry or raspberry sauce over the surface. On other lines, machines spread thick chocolate glaze evenly across the top. After the base layer is applied, the creative block begins. Pastry chefs manually add nuts, berries, chocolate pieces, or coconut shavings. It's this combination of automation and human touch that ensures both consistent quality and a unique appearance. Not all cheesecakes are sold whole. Many are delivered to stores and restaurants already cut into portions. For this, a special slicing machine is used. A giant blade heated to a high temperature cuts the cake into 12 or 14 equal slices. The heating ensures that the cuts are perfectly smooth, with no cracks or crumbs. Sheets of parchment are automatically inserted between the slices so they don't stick together during storage. This stage is especially important for cafe and restaurant chains, where ready-to-serve desserts are essential. Thanks to portion slicing, the cheesecake retains its neat appearance and is convenient to use. After slicing or decorating, each cheesecake moves on to the packaging line. Here, an entire system of machines comes into play. First, the product is placed into a plastic or cardboard tray. Next, an automatic sealing system covers it with a protective film, shielding it from moisture, air, and foreign odors. For large batches, vacuum packaging is used to extend shelf life and prevent deformation. Every product is labeled with a production date, expiration date, and batch number. Additionally, the packaging must be convenient for transportation. Cheesecake boxes are stacked onto pallets and further secured with wrap to ensure nothing is damaged during shipping. Many people assume mass production makes desserts less tasty, but in the case of cheesecake, it's quite the opposite. Modern technology allows for perfect texture, consistent quality, and food safety. Every stage, from raw ingredients to packaging, is carefully monitored. And even though cheesecakes are produced on a massive scale, their flavor remains unchanged. Soft, creamy, with the perfect balance of sweetness. What's more, the variety of industrial cheesecakes is astonishing. Customers can choose the classic version, indulgent chocolate with nuts, berry with strawberry puree, or even try unique flavors like mango, mojito, or salted caramel. Today, cheesecake is produced by the millions and is available in nearly every country. It's served in restaurants, sold in supermarkets, and ordered online. This dessert has become a symbol of versatility, equally fitting for a morning breakfast, a cafe with friends, or a festive dinner table. Cheesecake factories are a fascinating example of how a traditional recipe can be adapted for the modern world while preserving the flavor and warmth of homemade comfort. And perhaps, in every packaged cheesecake lies not just a dessert, but a small story. The story of its journey from raw ingredients to the table, from technology to emotion.